Ciao. Hey, Sir Fam, how are we doing? This was actually going to be a Love is Blind live. Check the get into it. It's still fall. But I was just like, I'm gonna get on here and do Love is Blind, and y'all gonna be asking me about this nonsense. Now, at first, I wasn't gonna talk about it, but because it's just two things, right? The conversation has derailed into something else, and I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, guys, this is what we are dealing with, right? This is very normal. And I'm just like, Black American women, Black women, stop allowing these people to steal your energy. Like, you all were sending me this clip of, Hoodlum, and I was just like, I just was not surprised. I absolutely expected it. I would have thought that something like this would have happened sooner. I would have thought something like this would have came from her mouth. I'm just not at all surprised. And I don't want you to be either. I'm not saying you should expect this. I'm just saying let's not be shocked when the enemy reveals who he is. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like the devil going devil. It is what it is. But I knew you guys wanted to talk about this. So let's talk about this. Let's get this out the way. And then we can get back into reviewing our shows. You know we have to start off with a drink. Mama, do you have my charger? My computer charger?
But it's not open here.
Thank you. We have a new drink today. This is not sponsored. It should be. It is Dr. Goodwin Olipop. I don't know what Dr. Goodwin is. I don't know why it's named that. Is it supposed to be like a Dr. Pepper? Classic soda. Crack open a swift kick to boldly refreshing flavors. Dr. Goodwin is a head-on collision of ingredients like rich plums, sweet prunes, and thank you, Mama, and zesty tart cherries with a touch of pure vanilla extract for a true soda enigma the doctor would actually order. Okay, and we have our Halloween festive cup. That sounds delicious. Let's see. Oh, it's supposed to be a Dr. Pepper, and it's not bad. I've been doing really good, guys. I have been doing really good.
Hi, Star family. Mama Star here.
Mama Star says hi. I have been doing really good. I know that's right. Okay, let's get into it. So if you don't know what happened, earlier this week, Huda and her unemployed Tether, Louis, right? The biracial with a white mom. Consider me shocked, right? Like, these things should not shock you guys. They're streamers now. That is how they make their income. Streaming, basically streaming is like what I'm doing here, where they like sit in front of their computer screen or camera and they just talk to children for hours. And the reason why I say children, because that is the fan base. Pause. It's getting a little pedophilic. Okay, you guys are good and grown, and you're sitting on here entertaining, having very adult conversations with children.
Where's her daughter? Every time she posted up with this man, where is her daughter?
Thank you to the Peanut Gallery. So it's already in an uncomfortable place. So I'm not expecting anything good from it. So while on Louis and Huda's live, I don't know if they're joining together or whatever, but while on this live or stream, they were taking calls from their toddler fan base, right? Also known as the Hitler Youth. And so children are calling in and making comments, and one child calls in and they answer it, and the child says, Olandria is an N-word. Pause. A whole child. A whole child. The fact that they not only know that word, and they know the implications of it, and they know these two enough to know that a word like that would get the reaction that it got out of Huda and Louis. And Huda and Louie heard what the child said, laughed, and then when they laughed, the comments started to shift. So when the comments shifted, they acted like they didn't hear it. And Huda went, "What? Huh? I don't know what was said." Right? So all of a sudden, there was a problem with her hearing. But later in the live stream, Louie told her that her breath stank. Told her that her breath smelled like trash truck juice. She heard that clearly, but she didn't hear the child say the N-word. Not slick. So after that, this clip goes viral. Everybody and their mom is posting it. Guys, y'all have sent this to me about 30 or so times. It's like, I keep on getting, and it's just on Instagram. Y'all send it to me on TikTok as well. And so the clip goes viral, right? Huda doesn't say anything because normally her racism has been excused, right? I guess at the height of Love Island, when the racism was just getting a lot of people a lot of views and a lot of attention, networks and brands didn't care. But now that we are going into a season where we have a full-on dictator who said, "F the American people, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Matter of fact, you're gonna starve on Thanksgiving." Now everybody's sensitive. Now everybody's just like, "Oh my goodness, where is the compassion and empathy?" So now everybody wants to be understanding, want to reach across the aisles, want to know why Black women weren't at the No Kings protest, want to know why Black women aren't helping. So now everybody cares about a Black woman being called an N-word by a child on a stream that probably had thousands of views. Now it's selective outrage, right? Now everybody is just like, "Oh my gosh, this has gone too far." When they've been doing this nonsense in the summer. That's why those underdeveloped fools, that's why they thought something like that would be okay, because Huda got popular due to racism, and that has been their brand. So this reaction shocked them, right? Because their brand has been racism. Their brand has been colorism. Their brand has been the abuse of Black women. But now there's been a shift, my God, today in the atmosphere. And now all of a sudden, everybody cares about the abuse of Black women. Why does everybody care about the abuse of Black women? Because everybody in this nation realizes they can't do it without us. So now everybody cares. Now everybody wants to make up and be back friends. So that's why this is such a big deal. Also, Olandria High. Let me tell you something. Them millennials ain't playing. Them millennial Black women ain't playing. As soon as that clip hit the internet, Olandria got information. They called everybody but the Lord. My God, today. They called them brands. Brands was responding back and being like, "That is absolutely abhorrent. Just so you know, we've been stopped working with that girl." Everybody and their mama was tagged, to the point where Huda and Louie realized, "Oh, there's been a shift. We can't do what we used to do anymore. So now we got to act like we care." Louie, who I know was Black. I know they call themselves mixed race over there. So I didn't even know that that's what he was calling himself. He put up a post talk about, as a Black man, he wouldn't even allow anything like that to happen. As a Black man, you laying down with a racist. So why would we even listen to you? As a Black man, you chose a non-Black woman who was known to be a racist on her show just so you could build your platform. So as a Black man, you would lay with the oppressor and create content with the oppressor just so you can get a leg up. What kind of Black man are you? You're not a Black man, you're a coon. In all formations, right? So your mama's white. We're going to stop the Black talk right there. So let's move out with him. Then we get Huda. Let me see. I have the her apology low. I don't know if you can read it.
Oh, honey, that apology, honey. She don't want to chat GPT and people.
So let's see. Hold on. know if y'all can see it, but if you cannot see it, I'm just gonna read it from my phone. So here is Huda's apology. She says, y'all, first off, clickbait using a sensitive topic is actually insane. Me and Louie did not hear what was said. A lie. And that no caller ID on live, only the racial slur, which we hung up immediately after laughing because you thought that it was funny. I don't condone anything of the sort. Whoever called purposely continued to call while we were in live. Really, I really don't condone racism. A lie, which is why it was which is why I immediately hung up once again. We did not hear it very well, considering it sounded like a child. Only that last slur. I just wanted to address this before it blows out of proportion. Also, laughter was because it was awkward. No, you agreed with it. That's why you laughed. Like, who the heck says something offensive like that on a call on his live? And as you can hear me say, what did they say? You said that after you and Louie registered the slur and laughed. Let's not play these games. And then I said, what did they say? And they said a bad word, because that's all I heard was that bad word. It was awkward and inappropriate. Whoever said it was in the wrong. Now, let's deal with the lie. Because at first, and in this apology, this non-apology, you say you didn't hear it. In the beginning, you say you didn't hear it. That's why you said, I said what? But then in the end, you're saying that you did hear it. That's why you said it was a bad word. So what is the truth? The truth is there's been a shift in the atmosphere. Because that has been her content since she left the villa. But now in that moment, she realized, oh, I went too far. Oh, I crossed the line. Oh, now it's inappropriate. So that's why this apology is coming. And the only reason why
America see her for who she is.
Exactly. And the only reason why this apology is coming is because the brand started responding. She didn't care about what everybody else was saying. She didn't care about the fact that she heard Olandria. That was her intention, right? She ate off of that. What she cared about was the fact that now she has this stain on her name where nobody wants to work with her. I think the only person who still wants to work with her is Huda Beauty, but she's been problematic. I don't know why Black women still use her products anyway, but maybe y'all don't have the information that some of us are privy to. So that's pretty much it. That's still like rocking with her. I think everybody's waiting to hear back from Gymshark, but if you guys know more than me, please let me know.
Bless her jealousy was front and center. Everybody saw how jealous she is of Olandria. Because Olandria is that girl.
I don't know why I'm doing this in front of my mom. You know, she is the captain of the Olandria Hive. My God, today. So after all of this, all of a sudden, the performative Love Island cast, their stuff starts flooding in, right? Not because they care about what's happened to Olandria, not because they care about the fact that this has probably re-traumatized this woman, but the spotlight is back on them.
All right.
And these unemployed fools want to get a bit of the spotlight because the only ones that are the only ones that are currently shining right now are Nick and Olandria, also known as the Van Carthens, right? So here are the apologies that start flooding in, or the acknowledgments. We have this one from Iris. Iris says, I would like to take this moment to say I don't condone racism whatsoever. This is a topic that I don't take lightly, and I want to address it because it's harmful and hurtful. I will never support hate of any kind. I hope we can all keep showing love and empathy towards one another. Here's why that's BS.
Right.
Your entire message should have been towards
Olandria.
Why are you even sorry?
Yeah.
Mom, I'm trying to focus.
Okay.
Why would you even do that whole statement about not condoning racism? Nobody never said that you did. If you were going to make a statement, your statement should be about protecting Olandria, who is the one who has her along with Shelly. But at this current moment, this is the one woman who has experienced terrible
and
racism.
Doesn't deserve it.
Mom, I'm gonna tell you to go upstairs.
Okay.
Terrible racist attacks from Huda's fan base and no protection from Love Island or from the cat. So if you're going to make a message, this should be your moment to protect her. So Iris, you can keep that. Then we have
forgot about her already.
Period. Then we have this message from Amaya. Amaya says it's important for me to address the video currently circulating on social media. I immediately reached out to all parties involved, directly and privately, but most importantly, Olandria, who was unfairly targeted. My heart instantly dropped for my fellow sister. Yes. Let me be abundantly clear. I stand firmly against any form of racism and racial slurs. It should never be overlooked or taken lightly. It is not okay and will never be okay. Social media should never be a platform to spread hate. Gentle reminder, be kind to all. Now, listen, out of everybody, this was the one from Amaya. This was the one that I actually felt addressed what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you need to make a comment condoning racism because you didn't do anything racist, right? I think that all of their comments should be putting the attention and care onto Olandria or on that demonic little beast that has been raging on the show and off the show. If you're going to talk about anything, it better be about Olandria and it better be condemning Huda. That's it. That's what we need to hear. It is time to take a stand because at this point, with everything falling apart, don't nobody care about the stuff that y'all hawking. Everybody wants to know, do you have empathy? Where is your morality? If you ain't got that, you're going to get left behind.
And what side are you standing on?
Exactly. It's time for you to pick a side. Then we have Jeremiah. This is from my girl Coco. I got as much information as I could from her because she collected everything in real time, child. Jeremiah, he was asked by one of his followers. She said, send Olandria some love and support. I just know she needs it. Jeremiah said, texted her and Nick the second I saw it. I absolutely believe that. I think that Jeremiah has been a constant in their lives and a constant friend. I don't think that he, needed to make a post because I think he was there in person. Right. So maybe he'll say something later, but I feel like he's a real friend. So I think he was boots on the ground. This is from Hannah. Hannah said, I just want to take a moment to say that racism of any kind, they all went to the same PR people. Completely unacceptable. No one should ever have to experience or hear hateful language directed at them ever. It's not something to be taken lightly or brushed off, and it's heartbreaking to see it happen to someone I care about. We all have a responsibility to call out racism when we see it and create spaces that are safe and respectful and inclusive for everyone. Cute, but let's stick to task. Olandria everybody wanted to get in it, but if you're going to get in it, protect Olandria. So here's the message from Olandria. Again, my girl Coco is the source. Said, I don't condone racism of any kind, nor do I entertain it. I honestly think that a lot of people took Olandria's message and put it in Chat GPT and then posted their own because they all sound really similar. And Olandria was the one that posted first about it. That kind of language is never acceptable, not in anger, not as a joke, not ever. Words like that carry generations of pain, and pretending otherwise only keeps the cycle going. Defending it, laughing about it, or making excuses is even worse. I will not let this moment derail my purpose of uplifting my community. I'm standing firm in who I am and using this as an opportunity to call for real accountability and awareness. We all have a role in building a culture where speaking to one another with respect is the standard, and we're speaking against the speech, and with speaking against hate speech is the bare minimum. While I anticipate, hold on, let me take my banner off so you guys can see it. While I anticipate this will result in surface level apologies, preach that fade in a few days, I like to transform this moment into something actionable. I encourage those who have participated in this stream and their followers to demonstrate a genuine commitment to anti-racism by donating to organizations and foundations dedicated to educating and uplifting this community, such as the UNCF, NAACP, and the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I will be making a personal donation as well. In the next slides, I'll be sharing donation links to contribute in support of HBCUs and underfunded educational resources for Black students. My God.
Obama,
yes.
When they go high, when they go low, we go
That's
high.
what it's giving me. She's the people's princess.
Yes.
I I love it. And because of this, the NAACP actually followed her because they were not aware of like the racist stuff that was happening, but they were getting donations in her name. And so they're just like, what is going on? They did the research, followed Olandria. Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. They can't keep a good woman down. What is, oh, we got this. Thank you, Coco. What is this one?
What's the Coco say?
Oh, so after this, no, Coco doesn't want to gather all the receipts. Listen, she's a reporter in real time.
Okay.
So again,
trying to make up with her land.
Try to make up. So this is after all. No, not that Coco. Mom, focus.
Okay.
So this is after all of the backlash. Huda thought that little apology, that non-apology was going to work. It didn't. So then she put out another statement. She said, I've taken the majority of the day to reflect and collect my thoughts to make sure this didn't come off as disingenuous. Last night, I quickly posted a statement acknowledging my reaction to the racial slur that was said on Louis' live stream. Now it's just his live stream. Yeah. I want to take this moment to more fully take accountability for my actions. I want to begin by saying I completely respect Olandria, and it's extremely disheartening that anyone, especially a presumed child, would find it excusable to use this kind of language, and doing so to only undermines the ignorance of the gravity that such a word carries. She did not write this. Olandria, it is now clear that this comment was targeted at you, and I am apologizing for my immediate reaction. My reaction in that moment came from being caught off guard, lies, not from finding the word or situation funny, lies. It was a nervous, uncomfortable reaction that I recognize was inappropriate. I want to be clear that I do not condone or tolerate anyone who uses such language, and I strongly encourage the individual responsible to reflect deeply on their words and the harm they cause. You mean your child audience. I'm making a personal donation to the NAACP. Reject it and encourage anyone who feels moved to do the same. I will also share a list of additional organizations that support racial equity, education, and mental health support so that anyone who wants to contribute can do so meaningfully with love. Huda. BS.
Bravo to the PR person.
BS. You wrote that because you started losing brand deals. That's it. That's it. She has never acknowledged any of the racism that was directed towards Olandria in her name. She's only fanned the flames and encouraged it. The only reason why she's doing it is because this is the first time that she is receiving any kind of backlash from sending any racial hate or harm towards Olandria.
And being held accountable for
Absolutely. This is the first time. Then we have this from our girl, Shelly. She says, hold on. This is the first message she said. She said, seeing what happened with the former Love Island castmate and her partner, laughing during a prank call that included a racist remark towards Olandria was disappointing, to say the least. Racism isn't a prank. It's not entertaining, and it's definitely not something to laugh at. As a Black woman, it's painful to watch moments like this play out so casually because it shows how normalized disrespect and ignorance can become when people choose silence and humor over accountability. Having been on the receiving end of hate and racial comments, I know how deeply that can cut and would never wish that pain on anyone. Any form of racism should always be checked right away. There's nothing awkward about racism. It's disgusting and disheartening, and I'll always speak on it. Clock it, Shelly. Let's not make light of moments like these. There's a bigger message here. Use your voice and stand up for what's right, no matter the time, place, or who's watching. As always, love and peace, Slim Thin. Then she also writes this on our Instagram. I just ask one favor, that my supporter turned family continue to spread love and not hate. Keep lifting each other up. Keep choosing compassion. That's how we change the world. Thank you for bearing with me during my little break, but we're back, baby, with love always. Shelly with a cherry on top. Now, the only Black man we heard from was Jeremiah. We ain't heard nothing from Taylor, Mr. Black Love. Haven't heard a thing from Ace, but you know what? I'm glad. Like, this wouldn't be the time. We haven't heard nothing from you. Well, it will always be some kind of drama, but
they said you saying something now and you did
not
say
we
anything.
are going to keep this about Olandria because that's what keeps on happening, right?
Okay.
She was targeted, she was harmed, and everybody keeps on trying to make it about somebody else.
Okay.
Let's stay on target. So
I guess you told me.
I sure did. But listen, the Star family is talking. We got a lot of comments in the chat, so we might get there. But I'm glad that there are some people who spoke up. I just wish that everybody would just have addressed Olandria. If you're going to make a statement, address Olandria. We're addressing racism and we're side dissing Huda.
Right.
For me, be direct. Say, Olandria, I'm sorry that happened to you. Huda is wrong. She has been foul since the beginning. She continued to use her fan base and her white adjacency to harm you because you are Black.
And
say
beautiful.
That, Black and beautiful. Say that or don't say anything at all. We have to be honest about what is happening here. So if you're going to speak up, speak truth to the situation, or don't say anything at all. Taylor ain't said nothing. Good, because his message probably would have been terrible anyway. His girlfriend, Clark said something too. I didn't get the message. I just feel like I got enough to talk about. But here's the thing.
She said something.
She said something.
She said what?
She said something because people was cussing her out. Anyway, here's the thing that I want to say about that. So we got all that out the way. Here's the thing. Black people, Black women, Black American women in this chat, or whoever, or Black American women who will watch this, you have got to take your power back. At this point, you have to start focusing on you and the community you reside in, because you continue to make people wealthy. Huda is a result of Black people with low racial self-esteem, Black men who are so happy to be chosen by the trash of another culture, Black women who are so happy to be in the presence of a woman of another culture because they collectively feel like they are less than because they are Black. I am sorry that you were not raised in Black love. I am sorry that you were not raised in Black and proud families and neighborhoods. I'm sorry that you didn't see yourself at school. I'm sorry that you didn't see yourself in your neighborhood. I'm sorry that you looked in that mirror and you hated your Afrocentric features and you hated your 4C hair. I am sorry, but baby, you are grown. It is time to wake up and focus, because you are going to continue to build these people. We're in the season of the troll. I continue to say that. And what is happening is the people who are the influence, Black women, listen up. Black American women, listen up. The influence is constantly being targeted because the influence constantly gives their energy to the enemy. Black American women, you are moving like Candace on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Everybody pokes you for a moment. Everybody pokes you for a viral scene. Stop giving these people your energy. That was rage bait from Huda and Louie. They don't care that Olandria was hurt. They don't care that there were people in their life who was hurt by that moment. All they know is that they're going viral. Why? Because Black women are talking about it. That is why. You have the power.
Bingo.
If you did not have the power, they would not pick on you. They would not bother you. They would not focus on you. That woman laid as a mother, laid her body on a surgeon's table so she can look like half of what a Black woman looks like naturally. That is power. You have the power to get in somebody's head so much that they feel inadequate standing next to you and you are just existing. That is how powerful you are. That is why everybody continues to harbor you, to steal from you because of what you create, the power that you possess. But if you don't know that, you're going to continue to get robbed. It is absolutely hard to ignore all this nonsense and this rage bait, but I block on every platform. I don't know nothing about Huda. I don't know nothing about Louie unless y'all tell me, because they're blocked from everything. Even their names are blocked from everything. I will not give them my energy. I will not give them my power. I will not build that platform because of that little clip, that little moment that they loved. They probably got millions of views. They probably got so many more people who are watching them. It is rage bait. Stop feeding it. And the problem is we get a little caught up because the person who's rage baiting sometimes looks like us, sometimes comes from the same community. And you engage in that. And you have to realize they are baiting you to harvest your energy. If Black women would have saw that clip and just went on about their business, none of this would be happening. And I'm not blaming you guys. I'm just saying that this is going to continue to happen. This is going to continue to be a result. Like Elf, most recently, when Elf did that commercial with Matt Rife, it was rage bait. Rage bait pays the bills. Regardless of the people say they're going to stop shopping at Elf, whatever. It got people looking at them. It got their eyes on them. TikTok, for example, nobody goes viral unless they mention Black people, unless they mention Black Americans, unless if you want to go viral and you want to make some money on your video, start off your video by saying, I can't stand when Black women, and that's it. Start off by saying, these Black Americans get on my nerve. That's it. That's how powerful we as a community are. And because a lot of us don't see it and a lot of us don't believe it, so many people are able to farm us. So many people are able to steal from us. Block that girl on everything. Block that boy on everything. Don't mention her name. Don't mention his name. They are powerless unless you give them the power. Those children that are watching them, they ain't got no money. They don't have no influence. If they had money and they had influence, they would be getting the same opportunities as Olandria. It'll never happen because Olandria has the power. She has the influence, and she has the influence behind her, and the influence is Black women. That's where we need to focus. Let's focus on building her up. Let's focus on keeping her in those rooms. Let's focus on making sure before this year is out that our girl is a legitimate celebrity. That's it. She got a bad white boy behind her who is fighting his whole family, standing 10 toes down for her. She is going to be all right, but we cannot give her enemies any more of our attention and power because that's what it is. They did those apologies for brands, but those two demons are eating this attention up because nobody was talking about them. Nobody was talking about them. Louis got with Huda because he wanted to be talked about. Because right before that, he was on a podcast crying about how he can't get Love Island opportunities. So what did he do? He got the biggest fool from Love Island to be his woman. And that's the only way he can get talked about. So now that they know that that's a huge deal, that's a really big deal, they're going to keep on doing it. They're going to keep on poking. Don't give them your attention. Don't give them your power. Black women, I'm talking to you. Let everybody else fight that out. Let everybody else fight that out. They don't want the attention of white people because white people don't pay attention to them until we do. They want us. We got the power. Don't give it away to them. That's all I'm going to say about this. Mama Star, do you have anything to say?
I have.
Oh, Lord.
I just want to say Black women are beautiful. All shapes and sizes and creeds and colors. We are beautiful.
And Black women are beautiful. But let me stay focused.
But I am glad also that we're focusing in on that because we have to keep on saying it to let those know that don't understand or don't know that they're beautiful, that you are beautiful. Honey, and
you are beautiful no matter what
they
want to
be us.
Period.
I don't care what happens. They want to be us. They want to be us. And I just want to give Olandria her flowers and go get her hand because she didn't stoop low.
She didn't.
With them. She didn't mention them.
And she made some money for her people.
Okay, and got more brands.
Yep.
And her man went on, and her man was hurt. And he said, y'all not
know he's somewhere
about
crying.
Her. Yes, he said, y'all not going to talk about her.
Oh, y'all break his heart when y'all come after Olandria. He don't like that.
And he will delete you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come on his platform with
Period. It. Oh, I know Pepe somewhere punching the air.
Okay.
He don't play about her either. You know who didn't say anything? Austin, the bestie. I think, did I get that? Because I think I took a picture of that because somebody was in his comments and was just like, did you see what happened to Olandria? Are you going to say anything? Let me see. Did I get that?
Is he awake? Is he high? Because every time I see him, his words are slurred. I found a new place. He's probably in rehab.
Hold on. Jalen made a comment. I forgot that. Jalen said, I'm not fully sure what's going on because I truly stay out of the way and mind my business. He does. But one thing I'll always make clear is that we do not and we will never condone racism in any form. There's no place for hate, discrimination, or division. Keep going. Oh, and he tagged Olandria. Okay, Jalen. Then this is from Austin. Somebody in his comments, user, a lot of numbers, said, where's your statement? Where's your statement, gang? Where's your statement, Olandria's bestie? And he says, a classy, strong woman doesn't need me to defend her. I messaged her personally and sent her all my love and prayers. Obviously disgusted over what happened. Absolutely sick to my stomach. Thank you for caring so much. But I know my girl is an A kicker and she'll stay winning. Olandria, come off. Come off.
Well,
we've been told you about him.
Drunk.
Okay. And then this is Clark's message. Clark said, good morning. I don't support or condone any form of racism or hateful behavior. We should be coming together in love and positivity. There's already enough hate in the world. Let's choose kindness always. I will say to the Black people on Love Island who was seeing what's happened to Olandria, these PR statements, y'all could have said more and done more for me as a fellow Black person. Like, y'all know better than all of them what this feels like.
I would have said next time y'all gonna get these hands.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. Thank you, Mom.
And I have a bat in my car, so when y'all step up, I will hit you in the knees. Period.
Okay. Super chat. Thank you, Obviously Me said on a more positive note, Nick and Rob met up and Janae did a live call with Rob in a fan meet and greet. Renee may not be in 5, but 10. Oh, God.
What she said? What?
She's trying to get Janae to get with somebody from her season.
Janae is getting with Janae. I thought you talking about Nay. One of the
no,
yeah. Okay.
No. Hey, Busola, thank you so much for the super sticker. Let me get into the comments. We got a lot of comments in here, guys. I'm going to try to get everybody. Hey, Evangeline said, I've been waiting to hear what you had to say about this, Nikki. Olandria does not deserve this. What I do know is, despite it all, God got her. Absolutely. And she's highly favored. Period.
And she stays sharp.
Period. She stay sharp. She stay on runways. She stay getting brand deals.
Okay.
Just finished a shoot with UGG. Per.
Okay.
Ethan Ripley said, hey, Star fam, I'm so happy Nikki is talking about this tonight. Yes. Thank you for being here. Hey, Shamiko, what's up? Said night, Nikki in chat. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone had a wonderful day. I was waiting for this vid to know your thoughts. Can't wait for the facial expressions. LOL. Love from St. Kitts. Hey, this week drained me. Drained me. Thank you so much, Shamiko. It's therapy at this point. I beg to keep from crying. Blue Moon said, Nikki knew that Huda would eventually be her. I told you. No, she has no guidance. Nobody can talk to her. She thinks she knows it all. And she is listening to her underdeveloped brain fan base.
She's jealous.
She's absolutely jealous.
Mean.
Yes, and it clouds your mind.
Yes.
It clouds your way of thinking, because if she had any sense, she wouldn't be with Louis. She would know that he is just a cloud chaser, right? So I'm not shocked that she's here. I also said that they need to get out of LA, because LA will humble you in ways you cannot imagine. And for those two, the humbling is coming.
Who? Louie and her?
Mm-hmm.
Where's her daughter?
I don't know, child. Busola said, was the Love is Blind reunion worth the watch, or perhaps watching a summary video would be better? Well, my girl Coco, I saw her recap of it. Wasn't much to talk about. I'm still watching though. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to do an early live for you guys because I know you might be getting ready for like Halloween or whatever. So I'm saying Halloween or whatever. I'm having a Halloween party.
So
But I'm
probably won't even do a live.
but I'm on the West Coast. No, but I'm on the West Coast, so I'm earlier than a lot of them. El Boogie, what's up? El Boogie said, I just noticed what the live title is. I tend to click as soon as I see that she's going to be live and not read the title. Oh, thank you for being here. Hey, Mina. Mina said, hey, Nikki and Star fam, in the words of Tyrese, what more do you want from me? It is actually every day. Olandria, we are so sorry that these people would not allow you to rest. Listen, they cannot allow her to rest. They will not allow her to rest because it's just pure envy. They were just hating her because she had a small waist. It's envy. Hey, Simply Simone. Simply Simone said, whoop, I knew you were coming with the live, Nikki. Thank you. Doodle Janae said, and I was watching another creator talking about this, and she mentioned how Louis is always mad. And yes, he does seem angry a lot. He's angry a lot because he is jealous of Miguel. He thought that he would have the same opportunities of Miguel. So Olandria is Huda's Miguel. And so what has bonded these two is envy. And, you know, we all know what comes after envy. Yikes. Oh, you know what? Thank you so much. Listen, what do they call them? Who is it? StreamYard, I'm sorry. They did an update. I don't know what's going on here. And I just saw that I could do this. Hold on, let me take the comment down. Little pumpkin sticker. I don't know what's going on. Al Boogie said, we forget that she was successful and loved at her corporate sales job. She probably knows how to navigate this better than Nick. Oh, absolutely. She's fine. She's fine. She's not surprised, right? But she is handling this moment in the best way possible, right? She is showing that she is the bigger person. She is showing that she is the better person. And that just works well for her in the long run.
And let me tell you something.
It is. It is, El Boogie. It's so good. Go ahead, Mama.
You could tell she's a snake because when they left the island, she was all wrapped around Olandria.
Oh, yeah.
All wrapped around her.
Yep.
To the point where I was saying, come on, what is going on? Like, Nick, get rid of her. Because I was feeling like, well, what you want, my man?
Well, I will say, not in her defense, but they were all very close, right? And here you have these young people who don't know what's happening outside of the villa. They all have become really close and, you know, have formed really strong relationships in there. Then they get out and they get these fan bases who are telling them to pick a side, who are telling them that, oh, this is what happened. This person doesn't like you. This person doesn't like you. And then they start forming opinions and ideas based on who has the bigger fan base. And well, because they did it, that's never a friend. And they also didn't use wisdom. And that's why we're here. Give Me Shelter said, I would be embarrassed if my fan base was compromised of preteens. You would be, but she has the mind of a preteen. So they're on the same level. Miranda said, when a leopard shows me their spots, I can't be surprised when a leopard acts like a leopard. Absolutely. I've been seeing this a lot. Here's the thing about that. I saw the clip. And here's the thing. I remember, and I'm going to choose my words wisely. Here's why. I will never allow my platform, no matter how I feel about that sister, to be a platform where I will ever send harm to another Black woman. This page is for the girls and the gays, especially the Black ones, right? So I want to choose my words wisely
Who we
for
talking
that
about?
reason. You don't know her name is Jessie Wu. I think you do know her.
I do
Love
know
and hip
Jessie
hop.
Wu.
Love and hip hop.
Oh, I know Jessie Wu.
So
From Haiti.
she got, yes, mama. So she got in a bit of controversy this week because she basically said that, in for lack of a better words, that what Olandria got was owed to her because of how the NikkiNicoleStar fan base was xenophobic to Shelly. And everybody was just like, what the hell does this have to do with Shelly? Like, what are you talking about? But here's the thing. One, I think there's a bigger issue there. And I never wanted to talk about it, right? Because you guys bring her up a lot in my live. And
You never elaborate on Jessie
I
Wu.
never elaborate because I feel like maybe you don't know the history of this person, right? And also, I tend to not like to talk about people that you guys follow. No shade, because some of you have a little alarming kind of parasocial relationships with people. The only reason why I'm speaking on this is because I see an issue happening here. And it is becoming very divisive within the Black community that resides in America. I know it's happening on the outskirts. Right now, my concern is the good old US of A, because it's a 911 for all of us. So I'm saying this because I hope that Jessie, I hope, sister, that you do the work and that you do the decolonizing that needs to happen, because I was not shocked by what she said, because she has often said these things about Black Americans, which is why for me, I was a little shocked that a lot of you I think I have a very large Black American fan base who were very gung ho for her. And I'm like, either you don't know or you're okay with what was said. And I think our sister is dealing with xenophobia. I feel like what she is saying that my community is doing to her, I think she is projecting. And this is what's happening to my Black brethren who is not Black American. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil. You guys grow up in xenophobic homes, and that is just it. You grow up in xenophobic homes with parents who tell you to look down and disengage from Black Americans because they are scared, because they do not see themselves as Black, they see themselves as immigrants, which is very true, right? But when they come here, they identify with the immigrant community. And what happens with the immigrant community is that they are so thankful to be here, not understanding the history of America. They do not realize, that's why I always say it, every immigrant, every person from a marginalized community in this nation owes the Black American community a debt. That's just fact, right? Because had our blood not been shed, had we not marched and fought and pushed the Democratic Party forward and pushed our local politicians forward, you would not be able to come here and live the life that you live. That's why I say you need to educate yourself, because to come to this land, kiss this ground with the blood that was shed by Native Americans and Black Americans, and look up with Black American blood and Native American blood on your lips and tell the white man thank you. You are clearly misinformed. And what is happening here, you are growing up in homes with this idea and mindset and not decolonizing your mind from your parents. I'm going to give your parents grace because I know they're scared. I know they say we can't mix like the Black people. So instead of saying, I'm afraid of getting in the mud, I want to stay out of it because I just want to get what I can get and live a good life, and I don't want to have to fight for anything. I want to benefit from everything, but I don't want to have to fight for anything.
But when we fight,
hold on. And instead of just being honest and saying, baby, I'm scared, they say, stay away from them people. Those people are lazy. Those people are bad people. the Black Americans are trouble. Instead of saying, I don't want you free like them, I want you bound like me, because that is the safest way to survive. That is the immigrant mindset. Keep your head down low. Don't rock the boat, and let white people know that you are the safe one. We are currently in a time right now where that no longer works. Everybody has to fight. So, what is happening? These ideas, right? This poison that has kept you bound is starting to vomit up. Because I'm telling you, if we were not in the time that we were in, the stuff that that woman said in that live would have passed you. You wouldn't have been bothered. You wouldn't have been concerned. But we are being crunched. We are being pressed. Everything is being taken from us. Now we're aware. Black Americans weren't aware before as a community. Some of us clocked it. Some of us got it. Now everybody aware and everybody on edge. So you got Black American women sitting in that live agreeing with their sister who they see as Black. And the minute she made that statement, you realize that she doesn't see you at the same type of Black that she sees herself. But she's always been like that, guys. She's always had these very xenophobic ideas towards Black American. This ain't the first time she's been canceled over this, right? There's another girl out there that y'all love so much, Lovey. She always been problematic. She always been anti-Black American. But y'all continue to build these people's platform who do not have you in mind. You have to realize, even if a person looks like us, that does not mean that they are kin, that they see us as kin, and that they are participating in our culture because they love it. You have to realize the work that we have done here benefits everyone in America and beyond. And everybody comes here with a goal to pillage the Black American community. And we allow it, especially when we see people who we see them as kin, who we think look like us. So that's why we get our feelings hurt when people say we don't have any culture. When people who look like us call us ghetto and demean us. That's why we get our feelings hurt, because we've seen them as kin and we realize they've been a foe this entire time. So I am telling every Black person who is not American, every first gen who is living here in the United States of America, if you feel the same way as that woman, you got to decolonize your soul. It is poison, because at the beginning, middle, and end of the day, your enemy, our shared oppressor, sees no difference. That's why I've been telling y'all that the majority of people in ICE are Black. The majority of people in ICE being held captive and trafficked in ICE are Haitians. And we all know why America is picking off Haitian people. They do not like powerful Black people. You think they forgot that revolt? They watch us better than we watch each other. Out of all the Black people in this nation, the ones they surveil the most are Black Americans and Haitians, because they know what we're capable of doing. I've always said that. That's why I always tell y'all, one band, one sound. That separation mess, not going to work here. So you got to figure out where you want to align. And Jessie is learning a very hard lesson. Because she has always thought this way. She has always felt this way. And she has always said these things. But the time is different. There has been a shift. And now everybody is on edge. I do not think for one moment that when she said the things she said in that live, that she knew that she would have this kind of backlash, because she said it before, and y'all still continue to feed her. And so now she's probably thinking, well, what did I say? I've always talked like this. I've always said these things. What is the issue? It's a different season now. It's a different time. Now, this generation of Black people realize they got to pick up the baton and get to work. The work of the ancestors is not done. Now we got to put in work. We got to start our civil rights movement. So now that everybody is awake now ain't nothing funny. Now ain't nothing sliding. And I say this as somebody who has to constantly decolonize my mind, my heart, my soul. I have to constantly decenter men. I got to constantly decolonize. I have to constantly fight all kinds of phobias that were implanted in me by my religion or the church, not my religious beliefs, but the churches that I grew up in. So I am not saying you can't be offended, right? You can feel some sort of, I watched that and I felt some sort of way. I wasn't shocked. I was actually shocked that the Black woman now to have a problem with it. No shade. But I was like, now you got a problem. She been saying it. She been talking like that, but y'all been riding with her, Black American woman, because you see a Black person. And that's just how we are, right? We don't do the tribalism, right? We are, if you Black, you family, that's how we roll. We got to start rolling a different way. The cookout is closed. So prayerfully, she does the work. Prayerfully, she sits with herself. Prayerfully, her Black American friends that love her and knows that she, has a good heart and probably means well, will talk to her and be like, girl, this ain't okay. But they don't have to do that. But if they are in community with her, they probably will. And she'll probably have a different perspective. Here is my thing. The Black American community should stop accepting apologies, and we need to be accepting repentance, right? Because an apology does not mean that you change your behavior and that you also have changed your way of thinking. I need a repentance because I need to know that not only do you know that what you said and did was wrong and thought was wrong, but you will also change that behavior because we're going into a very sensitive time. And we need to work together as a community, be harmless as doves, but smart as serpents, wise as serpents. So again, nobody is above reproach. And also everybody can be redeemed. So I'm not upset because I'm not shocked because I've always known that she's thought this way and have felt this way and have said these kind of things. But here is what I will say, and I am not, I'm not going to make an excuse. Here's what I will say. We like to cancel Black women as Black women real quick. We get them together. We'll snatch Chrisette Michelle's career, but we'll go see Nelly in concert. We'll watch Snoop's show. We'll buy his book. But we'll make sure Chrisette will never eat another day. If Jessie is repentant, if she changes her behavior, I don't think there's anything wrong with continuing to support her. If that's what you choose to do. But my thing is, I want us to be softer on all Black women. I just want us to be softer on all Black because we're always so hard on each other and we are all going through the same thing. We got nobody but each other. What she did, what she said was foul. Her way of thinking, poisoned. But if she repents, if she changed her behavior, let our sister come back home. What were you going to say, Mama Star?
Girl, listen, I'm in a lesson, a lecture. Listen, thank you for your words. Mm-hmm. I just want to say, I was going to say that they all identify separately, but when we fighting, they all get behind us in the fight because they want the results of the fight too. They want to be, they want to overcome too. Mm-hmm. So all that separation that they make, that they think that they're better, they think that they're better because they feel like they're hungrier than us. They feel like we're fortunate. Mm-hmm. Over here. Yeah. I don't know why they feel that, but they feel like we're fortunate. We can't apologize. Well, I want to correct you right there. We have to be honest about this as Americans. We are better off. However, Black Americans are better off because of the work that Black Americans have done here. The white Americans, this is the best white people you will ever find in the universe.
And it is because of the work that Black Americans have done. It's because we have pushed them to be better human beings. That's it. Everything that you love about America is because of Black Americans, because we have done the work, because we have sacrificed our people for a better tomorrow for everyone. So yes, we are better off, but we put in the work to do so.
That's right.
And when we put in that work, we had you in mind.
Yep.
Let's remember that. So finish, Mama.
So I just want to say that they feel like we're better off, which we are, but like you said, we put in the work, and you're not gonna make me feel bad for what my forefathers have done, what my mother, have done, to contribute to us living this way. We got a long way to go, but we're not where we were at before.
Yeah.
So they can kick rocks, and the reason why they're not back in their country is because they found a better opportunity over here under Black people.
Yes.
So if she don't feel like
here's the thing, it's
I'm not coming at her.
Me either. I'm not.
But
Mom, here's the thing. I'm not
old school.
I know you're old school, and I'm not telling you to give grace, but I'm saying, had I not done the work and decolonized and decentered and still thought the way that I thought in the churches that we grew up in, I would probably be on this platform spewing nonsense. But I did the work. So I am able to be on here and feel proud of what I'm doing, and feel at my healthiest that I'm putting out good work, right? But if I did not do the work and I still had that same mindset, I would probably feel the same way, and I would be poisoning this audience. So a lot of times you don't know you're sick until you get out of the environment that was making you sick.
Okay.
So she's a Haitian woman, but she's also a Haitian woman from Florida, which is a huge Haitian community. So she is probably around people who think and feel the same way. On that live was probably the first time she ever thought that maybe what I'm saying is wrong. Because when you're in an environment where everybody thinks like you and believes what you believe, you don't think there's a problem. It wasn't until I went to college and I was around different people and I was like, wait a minute, hold on. My environment changed.
Yeah.
And there were people of different thoughts and beliefs and opinions. And then I started to question, and then I started to be like, okay, what is happening here? And I did the work. And now I have the opinions that I have. Now I think the way I think. Now I lead out the way I lead out. But had I not had that change of environment where everybody thinks like me and was saying the same kind of nonsense,
I see,
I'd probably be on here spreading some nonsense as well.
Okay. Well, thank God you did the work.
Period. Thank God I did the work. L Boogie said talk about Louis, he only recently Black, a small B intended. He filed for his Black papers on Tuesday and didn't even remember to sign all the lines. Well, because here's the thing. It's a lot of people are Black when it's convenient, right? A lot of I deal with this all the time in the acting world. There are people, and I don't say it because, I'm going to look like a hater, so I don't say it. But there are people who in this industry do not identify as Black until it's time to get a job. Like, they're not Black in their everyday life, but they're Black on that show. They'll play a Black person on that show. They'll play a Black person in that movie. They'll woo the Black American audience to watch their movie or watch their show. But you catch them outside of work, they multiracial, they Caucasian. They'll never claim that unless a check is behind it. So a lot of people are Black when it's convenient. So I'm not surprised that Louis did that. Why? Because Black is power.
Yes,
so he did that.
I'm Black every day,
yes.
All day.
So he did that to call the power of Blackness to protect him. But everybody went like, since when did you start identifying as Black? Miss me with that. Oh, she was lying, guys. Huda was lying. Huda was lying. Let me tell you something. I was going to do this live in my studio, and my mom was like, no, I want you to do it down here because she's down here. And she wanted to talk about it, child. Simply Simone said, apparently Huda Beauty pulled their joint ad and are now pushing her solo ads. So they're trying to distance themselves from her now. Not enough. She could do more. Devonda said, thanks for saying that, Nikki. They never say Olandria's name, only Amaya and Nick and Shelly. Absolutely. Because saying her name takes away from the fact that they are engagement farming. That's why. Pseudo said, like everyone put out all lives matter statements, but Shelly, she's the only one that put a name on it. It was Shelly. It was Jalen. Jalen absolutely tagged her. And Amaya. Hey, Hannah. Hannah said exactly. If they really cared about Olandria, they should have said her name and what she went through. Period. We got a super chat from our girl, Christina. Christina said, just love because my God, today. Yes, Christina. Thank you so much for the super chat. Love you. L Boogie said, I'm gonna need Honda to show how much she donates and she can't claim it on her taxes. Ciao. BY said, Huda, when you had the chance to tell your fan base to stop their racist remarks towards Olandria, you refused. She refused because she did not care and she encouraged it. That's what she's leaving out. You encouraged this nonsense. Kimberly said, Ace and Taylor continue to show their jealousy of Olandria's success, despite them working against her. Their silence speaks volumes. I don't think that Ace should say anything. I think right now the waters are still a little hot. So I think it was...
Or Taylor.
I thought like Taylor could have said something.
Because the apology was bad.
Okay, I agree with you there.
Yeah, so
I agree with you there.
They, them not saying nothing, I think for the most part was good.
Betty said, we don't need to hear from Tweedledorf or Tweedledread.
Okay.
Tweedledread out here posting about nothing better than black love to sneak this Nick and Landry after spending seasons scheming and mistreating Ola. Ciao. Jealousy. Zora said, regardless of any drama, all the black castmates should have show support. I absolutely agree. Give Me Shelter said, one band, one sound. If you're a black person who allows non-black people to harass other black people for superficial reasons, you're an op and a danger to the larger community. Also, you are clearly misinformed, because if you think that the person who is the non-black person that's being racist towards this black person that you probably don't like or you think is different from you, if you think they see a difference, you're a fool.
That's right.
Tokens get spent. Kimberly said, absolutely, Nikki. Louis says that he hates the Love Island fan base, but he stays chasing its clout. Silly little boy. Here's the thing. They don't want to get jobs. Like, they want to be an influencer. They want to be reality stars. I don't think they're wise enough or have enough discernment to know that times are changing. They're going to have to pivot, but I don't think they get it. Dr. Man, he said, did y'all see that Louis follow-up video stating he can't be racist because he's black and Huda is not racist? Fools. They're fools. Sophie Simone said, the amount of black women I've seen trying to pull out every excuse for Huda, saying she was set up, blame Louis, or what about the racism from OnlyFans? It is low racial self-esteem, black people. Listen, I told you guys, I was gagged my sophomore year in college when I took African-American studies. I was gagged when I found out that Harriet Tubman went back over 100 times to plantations in the South to free my ancestors. And many of them, she could have taken more, but many of them told her no. Many of them stayed. Many of them told her to go on about her way. Many of them threatened her because they'd rather be enslaved than free. And that just goes to show that not everybody can go. Yeah. And also, not everybody is first shift. So we cannot focus on them people. They may never go, and they just might not be first shift. And that's okay. Emmy said, I feel like you just gave a sermon. Don't give the enemies power. That's what it is, guys. That's what it is. Kimberly said, Olandria called all the fake out the fake apologies in her statement, then changed the narrative and called awareness through donations and action. Period. That's who she is. And that's why she is successful. Simone said Hilda and Loki are relying on controversy to stay relevant. Meanwhile, Olandria is getting two difficult awards. Do you mean difficult? But she's getting 2 awards next week. Absolutely. Two different awards. Didn't she crash Essence's website for the voting?
Yes.
She's that girl. Yes. Please hit the thumbs up button. Mina said Black women are beautiful, but let me stay focused. Yes. Yes. Oh yeah. I hope you got it, and I hope you understood. Hannah said, I want Black women from the Black diaspora to bend together. We need unity. We absolutely do, but there's a lot of unlearning that everybody has to do. There's a lot of unlearning. And the thing about it is, we're in the season of the troll, absolutely, but we're also in the season of disinformation. The uneducated will be left behind. You gotta know the history of this land. You cannot come to America as a non-white person and not know the history of this land. You are in gang territory. America is a gang. A huge gang built up of different gangs, and they call them race. They call it culture. You better find your set, and you better stick with them. That's the only way you're getting through this. I'm telling you, shout out to Black people who love being in white spaces. You will be the sacrificial lamb. You will be we are not coming over there to get you. It is time to lock in immediately. BY said, Olandria, I'm so sorry this happened to you once again. Your response was poised and truly inspiring. I am glad that you love your Blackness. I am also glad that she has this community that will fight for her. Guys, this has to be exhausting for her. This has to be traumatic for her. This has to take an emotional and mental toll on her. I am so thankful for every person that is standing 10 toes down for her, because what we're seeing is not even a portion of what she is experiencing personally. This is meant, what is happening to this woman is meant for her to not survive it. Mm-hmm. So I'm so thankful that it's extremely dangerous. And I'm so thankful that she has a community that she has that will fight for her because she needs it. I said, I don't think Jessie Wu said anything wrong. People took what she said out of context. She supported Ola and added extra info about where to donate. She supported Ola and she added extra info. The extra info was not needed. The reason why the extra info was added is because of the poison that resides in her. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil. It is xenophobia. Why would she point that out? Why would she point out that Olandria's Black American fans are being xenophobic towards Shelly? It didn't make any sense, right? Weren't you gagged when you heard it? Weren't you like, oh, okay. Where did that come from? Because it's something that is residing in her that is coming out. And thank God it's coming up and coming out, because that means deliverance is there. It can be delivered if it's right there at the core. Come out. It can come out. But she's going to continue to do these kind of missteps until she does the work. And she's not the only one. We all have to do it, guys. We all have to do it. There are even been times in here where Star family members have said some things, and I'm like, quote, let's catch that. Let's work on that. Because that's not healthy. Just do the work. El Boogie said, nah, I'm gonna hit your knees.
El Boogie.
Krim said, Jessie doesn't have the same energy for Shelly, who also didn't publicly defend Ola, and Ace didn't defend Shelly either. Ace interview got 2 Black women. I still can't believe he did that. I still cannot believe he did that. Zora said Jessie Wu was wrong because her comments were ill-informed. She specifically said she doesn't know how they handle things behind closed doors, so why address it? That's why I do not allow people to come up here and make assumptions about their relationship, because we don't know. We don't know what happened. Nick let us know that Ace apologized and they all have moved on. So I said, well, so have I. If y'all good and why am I upset? If y'all good and chilling, y'all trust the relationships, have at it. Have at it. But again, guys, it's not because of that. The girl is dealing with xenophobia. It is what it is. It is what it is. we gotta call it like we see it. That's why she is addressing certain things, because of how she feels about Black American people. And I think people know who we are, and so they don't want to rock the boat, but it comes out. It comes out. Like, there's a certain creator on TikTok that has a British, I think she's Nigerian British chick, who was always talking about housewives, always talking about Black American issues. But she's smart enough to not do a video to say how she really feels. But I know how she really feels about Black Americans, because I see her in them comments. I see what she likes and I see what she says on other people's posts. But she's smart enough not to do a video. But you would never think, the way she's always pimping Black American culture, you would never think. No, she's Black. You would never think that she feels the way she feels. But them comments will always expose you. Them likes will always expose you. El Boogie said, side note, I'm about to watch the garlic confit video again because I have a gaggle of garlic that I need to do something with. Can I tell you, I have that garlic confit has come in handy so much. I just marinated a chicken. I made a garlic herb butter chicken with that garlic confit. Girl, I made some garlic bread for my mama. Like, that garlic confit comes in handy. I actually have to stop using it because I need to save it for Thanksgiving. Cameron said, I didn't see the clip of Huda and Louie because Huda blocked me, yes, months ago, because I asked her where was her daughter. So I've been in the dark. Good. Good for you, Karen. Good for you. Marie said, I don't think Jessie said anything that was bad. She read Ola's statement, doubled down on the fact that Huda is racist, and added extra info about donations. Nothing wrong there, in my opinion. I think everybody was outraged by the fact that she brought Shelly into the defense of Ola and talked about the fan bases being xenophobic. Can I tell you something? I thought that we were all on the same team. I didn't know that it was like a Olandria fan base fighting Shalant. I'm like, I thought we were team Black women. I don't know what happened. I'm like, oh, the fan base is really fighting? Isn't everybody like 30 and up? Oh, I use a Sony SV1. And I got to upgrade it. But thank you so much, the Whitney edit. Oh, yes. The guy, he doesn't like her, guys. He doesn't like her. He's using her for clout. And that's why I told you he is going to be her lesson. He is going to be our lesson.
Yeah, because as soon as she go down the drain, he's gone. That the Black.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh Lord, guys, don't be fighting in here. Oh, we're always going to defend her against stuff with disease. That's the thing I'm saying. Like, we can hold her accountable, but when it comes to a racist, this is in-house, right? But we got to deal with that. That's a totally different ball game. We can table this and deal with that. We're never going to side with her because we are currently disagreeing with something that Jessie said. That's never going to happen. Brown Girl said, I'm a big Jessie Wu fan, but I was extremely disappointed. And that's okay. Like, that's okay. I think it is the Haitian connection with Shelly that clouded her judgment. Absolutely. That's what I mean. I saw it immediately, but I've been you new here? I've been saw it, so I couldn't really like get on board. But I loved how y'all loved her and supported her because listen, if it, what is that? Did you hear that? Did I get a message or something? What was that?
Somebody see it.
Oh, child. It's my other screen. What? I was like, what was that? Hold on. Let me close out of here. There we go. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, guys. That's exactly what it is. And she just got to do the work. That's okay. K World, hey, said you are absolutely correct, Nikki. I would just say it isn't that immigrants don't see themselves as black. They are fed anti-black Americanness just the same as the rest of the world. Absolutely. Now, what? I got too many things open. Sorry. I would say that what I meant is that they don't see themselves as black. They don't see themselves as black in the way as we as black Americans identify it, right? Blackness to us is every black person, right? Like I said, we see blackness as one band, one sound. Some, not all, enough where it's a problem though. Black first gen sees themselves as just their culture and that's it. And I think it's because there are a lot of black people who are not American who have tribalism. We don't have that, right? We are just one thing. We are not many, right? Even though black people from Philly are very different than black people from Chi-Town. Black people from Chi-Town are very different from black people from Florida. It's different levels to this, right? Different shades of blackness, but at the beginning, middle, and end of the day, it's one band, one sound. So the blackness is seen very differently. I don't think that they don't see themselves as black. I don't think they see themselves as black as we as black Americans see it. Not as seeing yourself as a black American, but seeing yourself as one band, one sound. Wherever we are in this universe, we're black. I don't think they see it that way. I could be wrong. That's just my observation. Hannah said, it's just sad that she didn't direct that energy to Ace, who caused harm to his boo Shelly. That also comes with decentering. Y'all watch me in Love is Blind. I had to constantly decenter men and demammy myself because here I am ready to protect Edmund when he's giving Calabria hell. What would that be? What would be the root of that, right? So it's a work that we constantly have to do, guys. Devonda says she shouldn't have spoken just blue centric. The only one who spoke up to understand Jesse Blue's principle was Yanni between two words. I have no idea who those people are. You guys told me something about Blue. I don't know.
I
but
know Blue.
You know Blue. But yeah, listen.
And I think Blue is Haitian too.
I said I don't know.
No, I was talking to the staff.
Oh. So good. Listen, I don't think that she should be thrown away, guys. You can disagree and be like, yo, let's do better here. Let's figure out how to move forward. Now, if she doesn't want to, and she says, I said what I said, you gotta do what you gotta do. Marie said, I will say I watched the old Jessie Blue live, and it was not said that Ola deserved it. She spoke on her feelings about Ola, Nick's fan base becoming xenophobic and racist in order to support Nick and Ola. And again, that's just not true, guys. That's just not true. We even talked about it in here. There was no xenophobia. What there was people, Huda people trying to make something between the two. That's why I said I would not allow the Shelly versus Olandria in my chat because I knew it wasn't healthy. I knew it was divisive. But to sit there and say that NikkiNicoleStar, and we got to be honest, NikkiNicoleStar is just code word for Black American. I want to move this conversation forward, but I'm going to tell you right now, I am sensitive about my people. So I love y'all and I respect y'all. I'm not going to be gaslit about the disrespect of my culture. I'm not going to be gaslit about the disrespect of my people. I don't play with that. That's why the first time she said something like that, I was out. I was out. Don't hold a grudge, but when people show you who they are, I believe them the first time. Now there could be changes, absolutely. Have nothing against that, sister. Get your money, but I don't play with my people. Everybody here knows that, and I'm gonna be open, and I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna receive everybody with the loving kindness of the Lord. But when it comes to Black Americans, don't play with me, please, y'all. Don't. This is a Black American household. Respect the host. Respect the host. I'm not going to be gaslit. I'm not going to be gaslit. I'm going to hear you out. I'm going to hear you out because I'm Black American and we were raised one band, one sound. Even if I think you're talking crazy, I still see you as kin. I'm still not going to disrespect you in front of the oppressor. I'm going to try to work it out with you first before I have to figure out if I got to leave you or not. We're not going to play with my people. We're not going to play with my people because that's why we're in the situation that we're in now. Nobody respects us. Nobody thanks us. Nobody gives us the honor that we deserve. And because of that, this nation is crumbling because you rather not give us the honor. You rather not listen to us. You rather disrespect us and pillage from us than hear us out and respect us as the kin that we are coming to you as. Now I'm going to hear out everybody else. Don't gaslight me because I'm Black American and I'm sensitive about my people. That's why I was out the first time I heard her talking slick. Now you could do whatever you want with that. You can support whoever you want. But as for me and my household, you only got to disrespect me once. Eva said, I just don't understand what Shelly has to do with what happened to Olandria. Yeah, well, it's not about Shelly. It's not. Yeah, that's what I said, Betty. I think she's projecting. Jesse was projecting onto NikkiNicoleStar. The xenophobia she may have experienced, absolutely, and use that moment as a gotcha. Shelly hasn't checked her fan base hate on Ola either. And I don't want neither one of them to, right? I did like that Shelly made that statement, but it's just like, that's why I'm talking to us. I don't want them to have to address that or deal with that. They're already dealing with so much. Let them sisters get paper. They're already dealing with so much. Let's not be toxic to them as well. Dr. Amani said, it's unfortunate that this dividism with our community is happening. The real enemy is our colonizer. They are responsible for all of this discourse. It's unfortunate, but the conversation has to happen so that we can move forward as one band, one sound. Because I think that until these conversations came up, everybody thought we was all on the same page. And we realized we're not. And if we're going to have collective unity, we all got to be on the same page. I don't think it's irreparable. I think it's going to be hard, but I think it can absolutely be done. But I think everybody just has to be honest about the issues that we have and making sure that we direct those issues to the source. That is the problem. Nobody wants to address the source. That is the problem. Yeah, everybody sent me that clip too. I got that clip and I was just like, here we go. So here's the thing. I was just like, let's just talk about it one time and move forward. Devonta says Shelly and Olandria had their own fan base, but Shelly left it for Ace, and that caused a divide between the core four, and Ace hasn't defended Shelly against any attacks. I'm glad that he's just quiet and living his life. I think he should be. I think he's said enough. Let's just have him be silent and fun over there on TikTok. Men don't need to talk. I've said just was very supportive of Ola towards the end when reading Ola's statement and went on to share additional info about the scholarship for Black people. I think her comments are being misunderstood. Marie, Are you Black American? And if you're not, we need to we there's something there, and we need to pull it out. Because if Black Americans are telling you something and you're saying it's not that, who do you sound like? If Black Americans are telling you what they see, what they heard, and what they felt, and you're telling them that's not what's happening, who do you sound like? Um, and we got to be honest, the cold word for Olandria is Black American women. Ciao. Amos said, did Nick say something because he needs to, or is a big old side? He did. He did say something on Snapchat. Was it? It wasn't enough for me, but that's not my man. It wasn't enough. I would have wanted him to do a bit more because he's white, male, and straight. But he said his statement, and he's doing what he does. If she likes it, if Olandria likes it, I love it. I'm gonna support her. I'm gonna send 10 toes down for her. I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna let her rock. She's smart, and if she's staying with him, she knows what she's doing. I will say, I think he's being very strategic though, because his sister, she popping off. So I feel like his sister can say what he can't say because he's out there getting paper. So that's why I'm gonna leave it alone. Well, there's no misunderstanding. I think the misunderstanding is that the people want to say misunderstanding because they agree with her. And they rather say misunderstanding than say, oh, I agree with everything she said, and that's how I feel. Because to agree with that and align yourself with that, then you have to be honest and say that you have a disdain for Black Americans. And then you got to start doing the work. Nobody likes to do the work, because when you do the work, you start seeing things about yourself that you won't like. And that's okay. Yes! Yes! Miranda said, but the Black Panther part closed off to non-Blacks after they were infiltrated by this CIA operative. So there's a history to DLNA. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Butterfly said also, when the chat let Jesse know Ola has told NikkiNicoleStar to stop the hate to Shelly, while Shelly was publicly silent about the hate Ola received as an after Ace's interview, Jesse seemed to double down. Here is why. And I told y'all that was going to happen. This is why media literacy is so important. I was looking at the when the fan bases started fighting, and I was looking at who was doing what. That's why I said there was no xenophobia, because everybody was getting so up in arms, so angry that they were not realizing that the issues was not the fan bases fighting each other. The issue was that there were people who were acting like they were a part of the fan base, which really it was just Huda HQ who was starting wars between the fan bases that I didn't even know that it was two separate ones. I thought we were all team Black women, right? But when I saw that, I'm just like, let's be realistic here, guys. What is happening? It is bots. It is people who is a part of another fan base who is trying to make sure that these women do not get the protection and opportunities that they deserve. Both fan bases were not fighting each other. There were people who were not a part of those fan bases trying to cause confusion. We gotta be smart about the things that we are engaging with. That's why I said, stop giving you your power. She's not. She's not. And what I didn't like about that is, let's stay on task. Huda is the problem here. Not Shelly, not Olandria. Huda is. Huda. And the thing about that always bothers me is that how easily people run to like get on Shelly. but y'all don't have no heat for the men. Misogyny. If you instantly got a beef with a woman in the situation and don't take a second thought about a man who's in that same situation as well, you gotta decenter, sister. You gotta decenter. Is it Lashy? Lashy said Jesse will also criticize Black African Caribbeans for attacks against Black Americans, and that lie to purposely ignore that is very harmful. Are you talking about me purposefully ignoring that, or the chat? I just want to be clear. I didn't purposefully ignore that at all. I was just addressing the comment and why I have never been on board, because it is a history of comments like that being made about my people. This isn't a first offense. This might be the first offense that you've seen. It's not the first offense for me. And even still, I have grace. I shouldn't, but I do. And that's why I said this is the only time I'm addressing it, because I know a lot of you guys have parasocial relationships with these people, and I really don't like discussing it. The only reason why I'm talking about it is because my community is being called out, and I don't care who like or dislike it. I'm gonna always stand 10 toes down for Black Americans. Period. Marie said, I agree, Nikki. We all need to be softer on Black women. Jessie isn't always soft with people, so I don't always agree with her. I didn't agree with her rant on AD, so thank you. It was me and you. I remember. It was me and you fighting for our lives in that chat, because everybody was upset with me because I was just like, I don't agree with everything. Like when y'all wanted me to talk about the AD thing with Jessie Wu, and it was somebody else. Was it Kiki? I forget the girl's name. But y'all wanted me to like just be mad at AD and say that AD is wrong. And I was just like, well, I also think they're being mean girls. Oh, y'all lost it. Y'all lost it. But I remember it was a select few, and we were fighting for our lives in that chat. I remember. CEO Shogun, also known as Denise, said, I don't think Shelly's a bad guy at all. Absolutely. Olan has mentioned her since Ace's outburst, and she used to speak lovingly about her all the time. I think it's smart, in my opinion, for them to stop talking about each other in general, because there are people who want them to fight each other, and I hate that. I absolutely hate that. And I'm not going, and I don't think any of us should make any assumptions about that relationship. Dr. Anmani said, I wish we had more dialogue in the Black community to eliminate misconceptions. Oh, absolutely. We need to bridge the divide and work as one, because we have a common enemy at work. Absolutely. I agree. BY said Jessie Wu needs to learn about the history of America. Perhaps she will do better. Jessie Wu needs to learn about the history of America, and so do a lot of Americans. So do a lot of Americans. There are like people on TikTok, Black Americans discovering their history, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy that I got it. But some stuff I'm just like, you don't know why Black Americans eat butter pecan ice cream? And Jim Crow is the bare minimum. Jim Crow is the bare minimum. You don't know why we overcook our meats? Like some stuff I'm like, what was going on in your family? Some stuff is just like, yikes. What, were you learning anything about child? I don't judge, because I did learn a lot about my Black American history and African American studies. So I know that a lot of people are not privy to that kind of information, but it was still just like, I just feel like Jim Crow's like the bare minimum. Like, you 42 finding out why Black Americans like butter pecan? You're not sitting at the feet of your elders? If you're a Black American who has not yet sat at the feet of your elders and learned their history, I'm not judging you. Do it today. Do it today, because you are going to need to learn how to survive what's here and what's coming. And the only people who know how to do that is our ancestors, our elders. Sit at the feet of your elders today, Black Americans. They got the cheat codes. The The Whitney Addis said, that's why your platform is important, Nikki, because whether people agree or disagree, your perspective matters. You are always respectful and have a good take. Thank you. Thank you so much. Janelle said, Amaya is still following Huda, so her response is invalid to me, period. I hear you. Devon said, a lot of them LA influencers and their cut and fake, they made that young woman who happens to be dark skinned, who are the top elevator sales and elevating over them because they're mad because they think of her as a sidekick. Absolutely. And it's because of like media is powerful. That's why I told you guys I got involved in media, because media is so powerful. Like you would think, now listen, I'm not saying I don't understand how first gen people or first gen, you should know better. But Black people outside of America, I'm not saying I don't understand if you have a completely skewed idea of who Black Americans are. I'm not saying that you wouldn't have that idea. Why would you not? America puts out absolute garbage about Black Americans, right? If I didn't grow up the way I grew up, or in the city that I grew up, I probably would have a totally different perspective about being Black. I probably would be anti-Black myself. But thankfully, I grew up with Black people, my family, who continue to impart in me that we are not what they show on that TV. Like, this is actually who we are. Your neighborhood, your family, this is who Black people are. That's why the whole interracial dating thing, I'm not saying that it's wrong or whatever. I'm saying it's not for me because it's just not a reality. Both sides of my bloodline, Black. It just, I never even thought, I never even thought I would have a Black man. You know what I mean? It's just not a reality to me. I don't care what's being shown on TV. My reality is Black love. My family, Black. My neighborhood, Black. All the schools I went to, Black. Like, that's just a reality for me. I know it's not a reality for a lot of people, but that was very important to me. And I thank God that I had that upbringing, because if I would not have had that and moved into the industry that I'm in, my God, today, the things that I would be thinking, the jobs that I would have accepted, the things that I would have written, the productions that I would have put on, my God, today. Embarrassing. Ice Macchiato said, we see Huda in more mess than with her daughter. She's never, listen, I don't know what's happening there. I think it's rather odd. This is like school time. This is like school. Does she not have, you know what? Anyway. Titanium Tectonic said, Wu lost the plot. Plus, it was Hilda's fans who were disguised as Nickeland. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. That's exactly what happened. It was so easy to see. It was so easy to trace back. But that's why I was just like, Black women especially, you have to be wise when handling yourself on social media, because you are constantly going to be poked at and misled for your engagement. Do not take the bait. God loves his children. Said they're getting on Nick for his statement saying he should say and do more, but got nothing to say about these Black writers writing these articles, playing into the narrative that Ola is not a victim, really. Absolutely. Like, that's why I said I felt a certain way about it. I was just like, I would have wanted, if that was my man, I would have wanted him to do more. But I don't know that relationship. I don't know what's being said and done. What I do know is that he said he's trying to retire Olandria and her whole family. Not mad at it. So he's probably just like, I gotta be smart about this. But his sister, she don't play about Ola. I just missed the comment, but yes, Ace Nick said on his snap that Ace apologized and they all moved on. Let me get a couple more, and then I got to get out of here. Indoor Girl said they mad because in their minds, Olandria, a dark-skinned Black woman, was never supposed to rise to the top, and so effortlessly. Absolutely. The Whitney Addis said, thanks, babe. I have a Sony SV1 and that will be my last fixed lens camera. The low light struggle is disrespectful. Oh, absolutely. I had to teach myself. I was actually going to give that camera away until I taught myself on YouTube how to use it and how to get certain settings that worked for me. And that's basically it. You just got to train yourself on that. And then I also, there's a photography studio in my neighborhood. I also go there and get training on that as well. And then there's lenses that you can buy as well to upgrade it. But it's a good camera. It's a good base camera. Ice Macchiato said, not to mention Africans still have a bleaching problem. I saw these bleach African twins down my TikTok FYP the other day and just shaking my head. Sorry to tell you that, Ice Macchiato, so do Black Americans. I'm telling you right now, these Black American celebrities are not that light. Their noses are not that small. Bleaching is a Black problem, a Black diaspora problem. We just don't talk about it. But all these Black American celebrities are light as hell. They didn't start that way. We're unfortunately, we're in that mix as well. Oh, wait, what are you trying to get me to read? Let me know, because I got to get out of here. I want to read it before I go. What are you trying to get me to read? I hate to say it, but if you want me to read whatever Ella wrote or whatever, please super chat me like 20 cents, please, so I can see it immediately, because I got to get out of here. Betty said, fan bases fought a little during the season, but increased when Judace and Shelley dumped and endorsed Bramaya to win, and it worsened after the Judace interview. Many chalets followed and voted anyone but Nico out of spite. I saw that too, but again, I was like, give these guys grace. They didn't see what we can see. They weren't involved with all of this mess out here. Everybody left that villa as best friends. They didn't know until they got out and everybody started talking to them what was happening. So I gave them grace in that moment. I have to disagree with you when it comes to Jessie Wu. 55 Jackie said that she never said that. Please watch her life for clarifications. Opposite. She rides for Blacks, period. She stands for all Black. I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. And I'm, Jaffe, I'm not going off of just that video, honey. This is unfortunately, for your fave, this is a common offense. It has to be handled. It has to be. This is not the first time. I implore you to do your research. And again, if a Black American is telling you what something is, believe them. If they are seeing something and they are saying this is a problem, hear them out, because your immediate notion to disagree with them and discredit what they are saying is showing bias. And what is attached to that bias? Right? And this is why we can't do the work, because everybody is listening to respond. And everybody is hearing from a place of offense. And so all we're doing is offending each other, and no work is getting done. So that's why I'm talking to you like this, because regardless of even what I'm seeing in here, the constant disrespect of my culture, my people, and discrediting what we are telling you that we're seeing, hearing, experiencing, and feeling is either incorrect or did not happen. Even though I am constantly being offended, I am speaking to you in a way because I want to have a conversation and I want to get to the root of the problem, which we all know what it is, but nobody wants to deal with the root. Everybody just wants to fight because nobody wants a solution, right? So I'm talking to you this way because I want a solution. I want to figure this out and I want us to move forward because I know that we're powerful together. But we cannot get anywhere is if I'm telling you what I see, what I hear, what I feel, and what has happened to me, and you were telling me, no, it didn't happen. everything stops right there and everybody goes their separate ways. We can't move forward if you are committed to misunderstanding me. You got to do the work or you can't have this conversation. And the B in black is capitalized. Janelle says, random side note, are you and Mama Star still reviewing? Yes, we are. Here's the thing. Mama Star has been booked and busy. I got to get on her calendar. That's the problem. It's not me. It's Mama Star. It's Mama Star. Yeah, no. I don't think that that's what we need to do. Especially if I'm not canceling the black woman. Maybe Candace Owens. Absolutely Candace Owens. But with Jesse, I feel like there's I think we can get a turnaround. You know what I mean? I think that she could be saved. Yeah. I think it's just misunderstanding, ignorance, lack of education about not education, but lack of education about the other's culture, and just really working from a biased perspective. And again, look at me giving grace, and I don't need to, because I'm the one that's been offended. I love me. Emelina said, yeah, I didn't see any xenophobia against Shelly. I just saw fans being upset with Shelly because of Ace. And I think that's what a lot of people were trying to say. And honestly, I did see some things, and it was really sad because there were a lot of, and it happens all the time, especially with Black Americans. We get let down so many times. There were so many Black women that were so hurt because it's just like, oh, damn. But that's what happens with Black Americans, because we see a Black person and we're like, oh, family. Hey, cousin, and we do all of that. But it's just like, not everybody feels that way about us. And it always breaks my heart when we get our little feelings hurt. I be feeling so bad because we be so sensitive, like, oh my God. There are some, like, it doesn't hurt me, but there are some Black Americans, when you say that we don't have a culture, oh, that just breaks their heart. Oh, Lord. It's absolutely exhausting. I think because it just hurts more coming from somebody that looks just like you. It's like, you don't even get it? My God, today. One band. One sound. Drewski, now you're just being messy. Now you're just being messy. I think so too. That's why I'm going to let him rock. I think Olandria knows what she's doing. I'm gonna trust that sister. Simone said Nick chose to not center himself in that situation and to support his partner. If he was up to task of being in a relationship with the Black woman, her parents, if he wasn't up to task of being in a relationship with the Black woman, her parents would have set her down. Absolutely. I think he got her daddy's approval. And that's hard, because ain't her dad affiliated? Ciao. Whitney said, I'm sorry, but Jesse's comments were not said in isolation. She has expressed similar sentiments previously. Enough is enough. And if she doesn't understand what she is saying is wrong. Yeah, listen. Get a girl grace. But you do not have to be gaslit. Right? You do not have to be gaslit. Oh. Let me tell you something. I love a good foundation. My skin does not like it. Any foundation. She's just irritated. It didn't. So I'm glad that he shut up. I'm glad that she shut up. Well, yeah, that just comes from not understanding. That just comes from not knowing. But again, there are Black Americans who don't really know. I honestly, if all Black Americans knew our history, we would not have the embarrassments that we do. Give Shelter said the fact that a white American men have people still fighting the gender and inter-minority wars should be studied. Excuse me, has been studied. The anti-intellectuals can't get out of their own way. Oh, absolutely. And if we really want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it, it's spiritual. And the Black Christians are holding it down. CM978 said, I'm loving that more and more Black immigrants are learning about the differences made between Black Americans and other Black folks. Absolutely, because here's the thing. We are going to have to forge ahead as a new Black identity, right? With Black Americans being the root. But now we have a very large number of Black people who are not Black American. So that means there is a new wave, a next wave of Black Americanness, where it is defined the same, but it looks a little different. And I think it can only happen if everybody is moving like one band, one sound, because nobody knows how to appreciate other people's cultures like black people. Collectively, we are so good. Sometimes we're too good, right? To a fault where we're just like, let's close the cookout. You know what I mean? And I think that the conversation is going to have to happen. The work is going to have to happen because the numbers are growing. And it's like, who are we going to be? Who are we going to be? And we got to figure that out. And I think that's probably why it's happening. The ancestors know everything. This is not by coincidence, guys. This is not by coincidence. Janelle said, I feel like Jessie Wu is unnecessarily hard on darker skinned Black women. By the way, I am Black. I don't know enough about her to know that. I will say it is, and I'm not speaking about her. I want to talk about this. I will say that oftentimes dark-skinned Black women are harder on other dark-skinned Black women the same way that dark-skinned Black men are harder on dark-skinned Black men, or just dark-skinned people are just harder on each other as well. And it's because we don't recognize that we also deal with anti-Blackness. We don't get that. And we have to really examine that. But because we're dark, we just don't think that we have to do that work. Every Black person has to every Black person has some form of anti-Blackness, and it comes out in different ways. It comes out of probably how you speak about each other, how you choose your partner, how you style your hair, how you choose to dress, what you choose to eat, where you choose to live, how you speak. Like it comes out in so many different ways, and we all need to do the work. CM said also being right about Huda very much being a non-Black woman from her area about Black women is saddening. That don't sadden me. That don't sadden me. Listen. If these people ain't bothering you, it's because you're not that girl. The fact that nobody can leave us alone lets me know exactly who we are. El Boogie said, my upbringing and schooling were diverse, but my Southern Black parents made sure I knew that I was Blackly Black. Wasn't even allowed to have too many toys that were also Black. Let me tell you something. Being a Black person in Philadelphia, one of the first free cities in the United States of America, benefited me greatly. Like, I grew up knowing about my history. I grew up knowing about my people. Then I grew up with a very Blackity Black family, and especially a Blackity Black grandmother. My grandmother is very Ungawa, Black power, destroy. If you know, you can finish the rest. So it was never a question of who I was and who my people are. You know what I mean? But I realized that that's not a norm for a lot of Black people, and that upbringing in particular is a blessing. I thought that everybody was like this. I thought that every Black person was like this. College will wake you up, child. Oh yeah, he absolutely said that. He said his goal is to retire Olandria and her family. and named him, named her dad, named her mom, and named her sisters. Listen, swirling is not for me. But baby, that white boy is convinced. Hey, Ken. Ken said it happens all the time. She's like that. That's why Black Twitter, as toxic as it can be, has been a disdain for her. Oh, I'm not even on it. I'm not even on that Twitter. I got off of that and my edges have grown back. Divided said people need to call out People magazine on censoring Huda, second apology, and not Olandria the victim. The media is very biased. Absolutely. We don't control the media. So we don't control the narrative. TB said, I was in the chat with Jesse that day. I love Jesse, but Lord have mercy. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. It happens. It happens. It happens, right? Listen, let's see what she does after this. Let's see what comes out after this. There will be glory after this. I think so. I don't feel that she's a bad person. I don't. Misinformed? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I feel like we can pull her to the right. We can pull her to the right side of history. The bodies that people. Oh, I got that one. I got that one. Here's the thing. Even the smartest people. Listen. I can only go by me. I'm telling you, very smart. The head of my class, graduated in the top 10% of my class. I'm a very smart girl. Baby, when I was devout, I said some things, child. Woo! If I was still as devout as I was back in the day and I had this platform, I would have been canceled about 50 times a day. My God, today. My stomach is in knots now, just thinking about the things I said and believed. I'm a living witness. People can be saved. People can be saved because she was his mistress. We got to stop lying to ourselves. We see what it is. Just like Erica Kirk is JD Vance's mistress. Like, we know what's happening here. Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. They probably will sleep together off and on and then repent about it after. Take the mammy. Let me take the mammy out. It happens, but here's the thing. First shift. We can't dwell in that place too long. We got work to do. First shift. I didn't even know it happened. And honestly, I stopped rocking with Versus after they sold it. It wasn't Black owned anymore. I hate when Black people sell our culture to others. I love Megan Thee Stallion. That is my little sis. That show, that K-pop show that she got, it's just you're just selling our culture to non-Black people. Sister, no. But Grace. Grace. Simone said, one thing I will say is the Nicolandrians are not letting the media try to save Hilda with their biased reporting, complex Us Weekly pay. I love it. She needs that. It can take a toll on you. I don't even have Olandria's following. Guys, there are sometimes when I got to take a break from this. It can take a toll on you. Dealing with all of these personalities, all of these thoughts, all of these ideas at once. Thank God the majority of them are positive. Could you imagine if they were negative? Jesus. I love that she has that fan base. I love that Nicolandria is standing 10 toes behind her. I love that. And may they never quit. It don't need to be back open. We're good. It was no place for it, but they were both defending each other. So there you go. AD was sneak dissing, so they was sneak dissing. It was pettiness. Hannah said that is because Olandria asked and demand respect. Nick has no chance. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he knows who she is. He gets it. He gets it. Oh, same. I blocked her. That's what I'm saying. Block her. I blocked her out of everything. I blocked her out of everything. Listen, I gotta get out of here. But did y'all see Sierra at that party with Nick trying to get in the picture with girl? Girl. JK Knight said, period, Nikki. Shout out to accountability and growth. We can all heal and unpack from harmful ideologies we've been taught. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will say, as a Black woman, I have more grace for other Black women. I can't do all of that for somebody who's an oppressor. Like I can't, I'm not that one. Now I work with the Blacks. That's all I got. That ain't my ministry. That ain't my ministry. I will say this. A lot of you are asking for Blackness in a way that is familiar to you and representation of Blackness in a way that is familiar to you from people whose Blackness, if you knew it, would not be familiar to you. That's why you have to, you gotta, like Issa Rae said, you gotta network across, because the people who you want to tell your stories are on the same level as you. You gotta put your support in them and get them to that level. There got to be more Issas. There got to be more Quinnas, right? There got to be more Ryan Couglers. They're there. Those people are there to tell your stories, but you're looking for them to come from the top. It's not going to happen. You got to network across. That's why I say on Instagram, on TikTok, social media, on YouTube here, there are people who are putting out the work. Support them and make Hollywood pay attention to them, because those are the people that are going to tell the stories accurately and the way that is familiar to you. If not, you're going to keep on getting that. Betty said Miss Kirk is trying to make her Mrs. to VP Vargas storyline. Yes, she is. Oh, absolutely. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Art World said, I had a time during Versus. I partied hard in my living room by myself. I saw a clip of Mandy Fresh and I was just like, I can't believe I missed this. I can't believe I missed this. The Whitney said, Nikki, do you have a hot topics coming up? Because the way I need to discuss Dance and Sarita, I'm supposed to do a just chatting. So much is happening. But yes, I do have it coming up. I can't do it, guys. I can't. But shout out to Olandria. Redux said, I knew Olandria was going to blow up, and so would anyone aligned directly with her. That girl's light is strong. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. I love converted Nikki too. We do. But I got to get out of here. I'm going to end with JK Knight. JK Knight said, me too, Nikki. They can unpack on their own time. I can't. Now that I can't do. Now I'm going to work with the Black people in increments. But everybody else, so, I know. I mean, I'm wrapping up. But everybody else, I know. Get somebody else to do it. Anyway, Star family, I have to get out of here. Thank you so much for having the conversation. And since this has went so well, remember, I was supposed to do a diaspora war. I didn't want to do it because I thought it would be like, but I feel like this has went really well. And I think the time is now to have the conversation. So Diaspora War Live is back in conversation. We'll see. Let's see how this goes, because there will be glory after this. I think we can do it. But thank you all for spending time with me. Have a wonderful Halloween and a great weekend. I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Love yourself. Love each other. Black is beautiful all across the diaspora. Give grace especially to Black women, because we are all we got. Love ya. See you soon. Bye. Bye.